Hello everybody, my name is Senkara and welcome back to Crescendo. Before we begin this episode, I would just like to say thank you all so much. As of the day that I'm recording this, we have reached over 150 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and if you are not subscribed, then please do consider doing so. Once we reach 200 subscribers, I'll be doing another giveaway. Be sure to join the Discord server, link at the bottom of the description. Without further ado, let's get back into Crimson Grey. Love this music. That was a bit slower than I expected. Anyway, the rest of the day was even more of a blur than usual. Everyone's voices not even echoing in his head. John could hardly believe what he had just done. Fallen off the roof, you mean? It all seemed like a dream now. Had Lizzie really pulled a knife on him? Had he really threatened to jump off the school building? It made him wonder if he wasn't the insane one. But no. It had really happened. For better or for worse, he was stuck in this situation with an incredibly cute yet insane girl by his side. Only when he was headed to bed did John realize that he felt strangely alive, even better than after his therapy sessions. Maybe it was the brush with death. Maybe it was just having something to think about other than his pathetic existence. But he felt almost good. Maybe that meant he was crazy too, but right now, he was just glad to sleep soundly. Fair enough, this is quite the wild ride. I really love the music though. I forgot how grey it actually was. Oh dear. It's quite a shock when you haven't played it in a while. By a while, I mean like 2 days, but still. After Doki Doki, it's a bit of a shock. In the morning, it all seemed even more unbelievable. John sleepwalked through his routine, half certain that he would find out it had all been a dream. You would expect, but there she is. But when he arrived at school, he found Lizzie waiting for him by the school entrance. She looked like she could have been waiting there the entire night. When she saw him, though, her face lit up. Aw, that's cute. I love Lizzie. John, you're finally here. I've been waiting so long. Good morning. Ah! I had my jacket on. I knew I was forgetting something. Goodness me, disgraceful. The unprofessionalism. Ah, much better. Yes, it's a wonderful morning. Oh, he's so cute. I don't even know why I stopped that time, to be honest. I spent so long too nervous to talk to you. Afraid that you would hate me. But we had such a nice talk. Now I'm barely nervous at all. But my heart, I love that bit of the music, oh my goodness. But my heart, it still goes crazy every time you get near, John. That fits so perfectly with the line as well, oh my goodness. Isn't it horrible that we have to be in different classes? We should be together. Will you eat lunch with me today? Please, won't you? She could sound so adorable. Normally I'd be happy to have a girl like her asking to eat lunch together, but... Sure, on the roof again? No, there might be unkind people there, and you might feel sad again. No, I have the perfect place. Where is it? That's a secret. I'll show you at lunchtime. He really wasn't sure how to feel about that. For once, John had something to look forward to. Or dread. He wasn't sure. The minutes seemed to crawl by until it was finally lunchtime. When he went looking for Lizzie, he discovered that she was waiting behind him, completely silent, watching him. Hi Lizzie. Let's go. We don't need to go to the cafeteria. This way. I kinda need to get my food. Oh, alright then. She practically dragged him away from the school and onto one of the paths in the nearby forest. Soon they got far enough that they couldn't hear any sounds from the school. Here is perfect. Just perfect. She looks surprisingly gorgeous with her eyes like that, but it's also a little creepy, but that's okay. Lizzie faced away from him, giving a soft little laugh. Then suddenly, she whirled around, thrusting something toward him. What? Oh, a lunchbox. I see what you did there, trying to make me think it was being stabbed you with your Silly little lunchbox, you silly game, silly. I worked really hard on this. You have to eat it, you have to. Is it poison? Nah. Okay. Thanks, Lizzie. She gave a little squeal and promptly sat down on the small rock. Oh, she's adorable! It seemed she had a second lunchbox of her own, but she kept it on her lap until he opened his. John was braced for a horror show, but to his surprise, it was just normal food. It actually looked pretty good. Did we get to see it? No? Okay. Ooh. Again, that smile, she is gorgeous. He took a bite, and it tasted good, too. John realized that Lizzie was staring at him intensely, as if her life was on the line, so he smiled at her. It's really good. Yay! I worked so hard on it. So, do you want to just eat together, or what, John? What scandalous thing are you thinking? Why won't you accept my love? What? Why, John, why? That's, a really intense line of conversation. Can we just chat? Okay. That was a very sudden change of emotion. Tell me things. I want to know everything about you. Well, I'm nothing special. That's not true. Let me see. What to say? You have to ask a question. I don't know what to say. Lovely stuff. Sudden change in music. Little romantic. Japanesey. Very good, very good. Reminds me of Avatar. Despite himself, John found it easy to talk to her. He was sure he was sounding like an idiot, rambling about stupid, mundane topics, yet she listened to every word with rapt attention. It was bizarre to have someone actually care about his life. His father never had time, his friends were busy with their own things. Mrs. Smith was just listening professionally, but Lizzie really cared. Oh. He knew that she wasn't well, that her obsession was probably sickness. Yet a pathetic part of him didn't care. He was just happy to have someone paying attention to him. Sometimes that's all you really need. Only after talking for a long time did he realize that he was talking about himself like a self-centered jerk. She didn't seem to mind, but he still felt guilty. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I can do that sometimes. Oh, don't apologize. I like listening to you talk. It's been pretty boring, though. I mean, you already know a lot about me, you nut. I want to know everything about you. I've been watching you a long time. I know all the facts, but I still don't know everything. I don't know the feelings. That's important. I can't see inside your head. That's where the important parts of John are, but I can't see them. I wish there was a way to crack your head open. See all the thoughts inside. If you crack my head open, there'll be no thoughts. You won't see them, just a brain. Just so you know. I swallowed uncomfortably too. John swallowed uncomfortably. You can always just ask me what I'm thinking, okay? Okay, you're so nice, John. Alright. So, Lizzie, tell me about yourself. There's nothing to tell. I'm not important. I just want to listen to you more. I disagree. You're so important. Yes, but if I want to know more about you, don't you want to tell me? John is so kind. I don't deserve him. Like, I'm right here. You don't have to refer to me in the third person. So, what about your parents? Ooh, don't ask that. I live alone now. Neither of my parents wanted me anyway. I'm sure that's not true. They probably just... You don't have to make me feel better. I don't mind. You don't mind that your parents... My father never loved me anyway, and my mother's dead now. Ah. Well, that's awkward. My parents separated too. They never made it formal, but yeah, they're separated. A bit different from one being dead, but sure. Mom doesn't like to visit, and Dad is always at work, so it's like he's not really there. You mean they just leave you alone? How horrible. You would know. How dare they just leave you like that? Calm down, Lizzie. It's okay. Clubs. Are you in any after-school clubs? Literature, perhaps? When he wasn't pulling the conversation away from troubling topics, John actually found himself enjoying their talk. Or maybe he was just happy to be talking to someone and actually managing to pay attention to the conversation. True, he's never been good at that. It's because of his depression and stuff makes it all grey and blurry. He can't concentrate. That's really good. Oh, yay! I ship it. He finished every bite of the lunch without thinking about it. Given the way she stared at the last crumbs while he finished them, that was probably a good thing. Too late it occurred to him that she might have tampered with the lunch. It occurred to me instantly, but I doubt it. I don't think she would have. Yet, as she stared at him, so pleased that he enjoyed it, John couldn't believe that she could do anything bad to him. As soon as he had that thought, he remembered the tree and shivered involuntarily. Yo! That's... So, I remembered the tree too, like, as soon as I read that line before, I immediately thought of the tree. That's spooky. I didn't, like, shiver from it, but I just sort of remembered the tree. It came to mind. After school, John had barely gotten out the door when he spotted Lizzie following him. You don't have to follow me anymore. Walk beside me, like, we're a thing now, right? It seemed as though she was stalking him at first, but when he made eye contact, she gave him a sweet smile and skipped forward. Ah, good. That's what we like. John, let's walk home together. Do we live in the same direction? No, but don't worry. I'll walk back to my house later. Oh, hey look, the scroll wheel can turn where I go. Nice! Can't go further than where I'm up to though. Well, that's good to know. I can always go back. Whee! Anyway, sorry. I'll walk back to my house later. Which meant she did know where he lived. He really needed to be more cautious, and you gotta be more aware of your surroundings, man. Maybe we could do something else. You remember our promise? Yes. Getting medicine and therapy has really helped me a lot. I hope it will help you too. Now, I think the easiest thing to do would be to take you to Mrs. Smith. She could... No! Yeah, I didn't think so. No other girls, am I right? No, I hate her! She's awful and she wants to take you away from me. Pardon? Wait a second now. That's not true. She just wants to help. John is too nice. He can't see what kind of person she is. I have to protect him. Whoa, Lizzie. Wait, calm down. If you don't want to talk to Mrs. Smith, we can do something else, alright? Okay. Alrighty then. So probably best not to choose a woman, exactly what I had thought. There had been a male Koitek pharmacist in town. Oh, there had to be a male Koitek pharmacist in town. Maybe one of them could prescribe something. I don't know that pharmacists can prescribe things. You'd need a doctor for that. But he really wasn't sure how that worked. He had been counting on Mrs. Smith to guide the process, but now he'd have to figure it out for himself. Lizzie, I need to do a little research first. Is that okay? Okay, I'll follow you. Maybe it would be easier if I did it myself? No, I don't like that idea. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? You can bring another lunch. Okay, see you tomorrow, John. Well, that was easy. Right? He hoped that medication would help stabilize her. After all, she'd be cute if... Why exactly was he doing this? He had told himself it was to help her and make sure no one got hurt, but now he was hoping she could become normal and stay with him. Pathetic. He couldn't get a girlfriend normally, so he had to take advantage of some poor girl's obsession. I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, am I right? Don't take advantage of people, but... but I mean, she clearly... I mean, it's an obsession, but... You know, if you can help her, then it can develop into something more real. For now, it didn't matter. She really did need help, and he might be able to get it to her. It was just a question of how. The best way was probably to ask for advice, either from Mrs. Smith or a pharmacist. He could try to research some himself, though he doubted he'd be any good at it. And he supposed it wouldn't hurt to ask her if she was taking anything else or had allergies or something. Damn it, should have done that earlier. Now it was too late to... You're back! Hi! John realized she was still following him. He shouldn't have been surprised. Okay, so asking her was still an option. That bit of the music. But he only had so much time before he had to get home and do his schoolwork, so he needed to choose carefully. Well, Lizzie's here. I should probably talk to Lizzie, get that info out of her, right? could be helpful. Oh yeah, she's taking something. Yeah, we should know that. Talk to Lizzie. John had walked along the street until he was sure Lizzie was slinking after him, then turned and waved to her. She waved back. Friggin' weirdo. Hi, John. Did you change your mind? Can we go home together? I knew you'd know. I just wanted to check with you. Are you taking any medication right now? Have you ever had any bad reactions in the past? Oh no, I've never taken anything. My mother always took too many drugs. It scared me when I was little. I see. Are you sure you're really alright taking medication now then? Aw, John is so considerate. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I see you take your medication every day to try to get better. I want to be like you. Okay, good, I think. I hope it will help. I'll take anything you give me, John. Good to know. If we ever need to poison her, won't be hard. Just kidding, I would never poison her. She's too cute and innocent. Right? Stepping out onto the street, John glanced at his watch and decided he had some more time to research his options. Very good. I think the best course of action would be to talk to Mrs. Smith. She doesn't have to talk to Mrs. Smith, but if I talk to her, it should be... It's risky. It's risky. Remember who we're dealing with here. She's a Yandere. Talking to any girl could be dangerous. But it is the best course of action. Because she's the professional. John headed back to school and discovered that Mrs. Smith was still in her office. She always put in long hours. What's with the stank face, miss? For a moment, he saw her at her desk before she had seen him. She looked older, more tired, just staring at the papers in front of her as she worked through them. When she spotted him, though, she immediately flashed a smile. Oh, she's so sweet. Hello, John. Did you forget something? No, I was just wondering if you could help me with something. I know a person who seems to need some medical help, but it really would be easiest if they came in to see me. I'm afraid one of the issues is paranoia, I guess. I don't think they'd be willing to do that, but I'd like to help. Well, it's dangerous to diagnose someone indirectly. But if you describe them, I can at least give you some basic advice. Alright? Well, she's nuts, miss. She's completely obsessed with me. A bit of a stalker. Had a knife at once, threatened to kill me. Did she threaten to kill me? I'm not sure. I threatened to kill myself, though, and she saved me. And dropped the knife to do so. Then she gave me lunch. Apparently she's in love with me. It's a bit weird. John described Lizzie's worrying behaviour as best he could without identifying her. He wasn't sure why he was so careful. Maybe because she might come after him with a knife if he said too much. When he finished, Mrs. Smith nodded thoroughly. It does sound like a serious case. You'd want to get a blood test done. Really? In case there's a serious chemical imbalance. Oh, is that how that works? I never really thought of that. Do you think there are any drugs that could help? Oh, straight to drugs with you, eh, John? Yeah, drug addict? Sounds like you're from Huntley, like me. Koitek has a line of very powerful new drugs that could certainly help. But the question is, which one would be appropriate? And none of you get that Huntley joke unless you're from New Zealand, and even then you might not. But still, Huntley. I get a sense that there's a fixation to it. I wish they'd finished developing erozepam. But I guess it's too early for that. No, I'd suggest one of two choices. Nalazine or Yandequil. I really don't think you should be prescribing drugs to someone without meeting them first. I've never heard of either of those before. Surely you would be the one to say, don't resort straight to drugs. Get the blood test done. Like, come on. They wouldn't be at all appropriate for treating your condition. Or most conditions, honestly. They're very experimental. Yandequil is a sedative and antipsychotic, while Nilazine promotes focus and clearer thinking. Well, that sounds like something I could use. I'm just not sure which one would be right. A decision like that should really be made by a medical professional. Are you sure I can't help directly? No, it will be fine. Thanks, Mrs. Smith. Again, You should be like, no, it won't be fine. Fucking bring her here, or suggest someone else to bring her to. Like, you can't just tell... You can't... Alright. It was getting late, and John realized he needed to get home quickly, if he wanted to have time for his homework. On his way back, he was sure that Lizzie was following him, but couldn't get a clear look at her. At least, there was only one more day until the weekend. Friday passed faster than John had expected. Lizzie was nearby at all times, and they ate lunch together, but things were almost normal. What happened to your friends? Did they care? Almost. Just when he started to get comfortable, she would give a giggle that went on a little too long, or slide a hand toward where she hid her knife, or respond far more enthusiastically than she should. Was it bad of him to think she was really cute despite all that? Well, no, it's true. She is. She could be nice if she wasn't so... well, she is nice. Just a bit messed up in the head. But John hated it when his friend suggested he could be fun if he wasn't depressed. Exactly. And that thought left an ugly knot in his stomach. Well, it wasn't long now. Maybe she could get some real help. He made it through his last class, almost slept through his sessions with Mrs. Smith, then headed home. John had finished his homework and chores as fast as he could and went to sleep. Going out in public always drained him, and me too, John, and he wanted to have enough energy for the weekend. He woke up too early, eyes gritty and head still mired in half-remembered dreams. John got up to get a drink and happened to glance out the window. Yep, pretty dark. Lizzie was standing outside his house with a huge smile. Bloody hell, that would give you a heart attack if you looked out your window and saw that. Jeez. Oh, that bit of the music. After staring at her for a moment, John groaned and went back to... What a reaction. No frightening, just... Ugh. What a mood, John. What a mood. The second time he woke up, the sun had already risen. He felt a little better, but not much. Normally, he would stay at home all weekend, but he couldn't do that if he wanted to help Lizzie. She was still standing outside his house, in exactly the same place with exactly the same cheerful expression. That makes me feel so uneasy. That's horrifying. John brushed his teeth, got dressed, combed his hair. He realized that he was acting like he was getting ready for a date. He wondered how intense she'd be if he had accepted her confession. Or was she worse this way? Well, at least he was going out with a cute girl. He hadn't done that since middle school, and those were childish relationships. Of course, this was the only way he could get a date. Pathetic. Whoa, hello. Oh, so this is a weekend date, like an actual thing? We're hanging out on the weekend? Alright, cool. I love the pearls, I guess. Finishing his preparations, John headed outside. He hadn't noticed from his house, but Lizzie had gotten dressed up for the occasion. He'd never seen her outside her school uniform, and it made him hesitate for a moment. Yeah, me too. She obviously put an effort into making herself look good, and she did it. What? Oh, and she did look good, right. It would have been nice if not for how it made him worry about the level of importance she was attaching to the day. Yeah, well, she always attaches importance to hanging out with John. Like, why wouldn't you? It's John, it's great. We love John. Johnny boy. Anyway, as soon as Lizzie saw him, her smile became even brighter than it had been while waiting. Oh, she's so cute. John, I'm ready. I know, you've been here all morning. Good morning, Lizzie. Did you sleep alright? Oh, I didn't sleep. Let's go. Pardon me? You didn't sleep? She practically dragged him down the street. Okay, not gonna comment on that, fair enough. Apparently heading for the bus station, yet instead of looking forward, her gaze was fixed behind her on him. Ain't she cute? Do you have a plan, John? This is our first date. It needs to be perfect. Oh shit, I didn't think of that. I'm sure anything would be perfect. She's just happy to be with John, right? Shit. He should have known she'd treat it this way. It wasn't like he hadn't had enough time. He used to be good at planning. What was wrong with him? Other than clinical depression. Am I right? Ho ho! Yep. gosh, he was such a mess. Alright, you have to think. Put on our thinking caps now, boys. Duck. If anyone gets that reference, let me know down in the comments. Alright, he had to think. He used to be able to think on his feet. He could do this. I can do this. Clinical depression ain't putting me down. So, I want to deal with the medical issue first, so the rest of the day can be fun, right? Sure, whatever you want. Alrighty then. If we get a blood test, we'll need to wait a while. I was thinking we could get the test first, then eat breakfast, then get the results. That should give us the entire rest of the day. That's such a great plan. Let's hurry. Alrighty then. What time is it? John was glad to see her respond so happily. Yeah, I didn't expect it. But wondered if she would have said that no matter what he had told her. Oh, definitely. For sure. Like, I don't doubt that. They took a bus across town to the furthest pharmacy and ordered a standard Koitek sampling. But it said KFC, I'm not sure why. He'd been nervous that Lizzie might react poorly to the needle, but she had just smiled sweetly at him while they took a bit of her blood, then hopped back up. Yeah, she wouldn't care about a needle. Don't you worry about that, she's a tough old girl. Look, the Band-Aid has little kitties on it. It's so cute. Yup, you wanna eat something now then? Yes. They walked to a nearby bakery and bought them a pair of pastries. And he bought them a pair of pastries. One of the only advantages of his workaholic father was that at least he had a decent amount of spending money. Well, that's always good. Lizzie held hers in both hands and began cheerfully nibbling on the end of it. She stared at him while she was doing it, but otherwise she looked ordinarily cute instead of scarily cute. Well, that's always good. That's what we like to see. Nom nom nom. Om nom nom nom. Nobody will ever understand the food I taste. The food that tastes like regret. And noodles. I didn't know you could act so silly. I don't hear you laugh very often. You usually look so sad, and that makes me sad too. Oh, yay! And like that, his good mood crumpled. Ah, shit. I know. I'm always ruining everything. No, that's not what she meant, John. Don't get it like that. I don't know why anyone stays near me when I just... No! Lizzie took his pastry and stuffed it into his mouth to shut him up. You're not depressing at all, John. Just being around you makes me feel warm inside. I just want to see you smile more. When you smile, I feel like maybe everything will be alright. One new item in my inventory. Wonderful! His attempt to talk around the pastry made Lizzie giggle, which made him laugh, which just set off a vicious cycle of hatred. I mean laughter. After a fit of coughing, he had lost half his pastry but regained his good mood. This is so sweet. It had been a long time since an emotional downturn hadn't sent him spiraling toward depression. Yeah, hate it when that happens. Lizzie grinned at him and he smiled back at her. All at once he felt guilty for trying to convince her to take medication. Who was he to tell her what to do? No, you're trying to help her, what do you want? Worse, he was manipulating her obsession like this. I mean, you're falling for her though, right? Like, how could you not? Oops. A good thing we can scroll back, am I right? Haha, good thing we learned that. It was only to help her, but did it make it any better? The thoughts troubled him, but they remained in the back of his mind as they finished eating, talking lightly. What is going on with my eye? Oh, but when they were finished, and it had been a while since the test, it was time to go back. Let's go get the results, okay? Well, will John think differently about me? No, I already know you're crazy. A blood test, if it says you're officially chemically imbalanced nut job, then it's not much different, really. At least now we know the cause. No, I just want to find a way to help you, okay? Exactly. That's a much nicer way of putting it. Okay. She answered cheerfully, but something in the lightheartedness they had shared was gone. It wasn't coming back. Swallowing, John steeled himself and walked with her back to the pharmacy. Lizzie slowed near the entrance, then shuffled backward. I'll stay here. You can bring me what I need, okay? Okay, no problem. You don't like going in? that slowness always gets me, because I always think it's like something else. I don't know what the moonlight's on, maybe? I don't know. Inside, he found the pharmacist writing something on a clipboard. When he spotted John, he immediately frowned. Concern? You're alone? I suppose that's for the best anyway. We need to talk. Well, I think that's a good spot to end this episode. Another cliffhanger just for you. I know you hate it. Ha ha ha. Got him. Come here. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified when the next video is, and join the Discord server. Once again, my name has been Senkara, and until next time, we're gonna find out what's up with Lizzie. See ya.